I am continuing my reading. What I'm doing in this series is to read through the entire standard works of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This consists of the Bible, the Book of Mormon, the Doctrine and Covenants, and the Pearl of Great Price. I am reading in a chronological order of events, not according to publication or volume, so I will be skipping around a bit as I move along. We are continuing with Omni. In my last video, we read the first 4 authors who contributed to this book. Now we turn to the record written by Amaleki, the last author to contribute to the small plates. Now he writes 19 out of the 30 verses in Omni, something around 60% of the book. I'm going to divide his record into 3 videos. This first one will be verses 12 through 23, which is the bulk of the record. The covers the longest time period. So let us read this. Behold, I am Amaleki, the son of Abinadom. Behold, I will speak unto you somewhat concerning Mosiah, who was made king over the land of Zarahemla. For behold, he being warned of the Lord that he should flee out of the land of Nephi, and as many as would hearken unto the voice of the Lord should also depart out of the land with him into the wilderness. And it came to pass that he did according as the Lord had commanded him, and they departed out of the land into the wilderness, as many as would hearken unto the voice of the Lord. And they were led by many preachings and prophesyings, and they were admonished continually by the word of God. And they were led by the power of his arm through the wilderness, until they came down into the land which is called the land of Zarahemla. And they discovered a people, who were called the people of Zarahemla. Now there was great rejoicing among the people of Zarahemla, and also Zarahemla did rejoice exceedingly, because the Lord had sent the people of Mosiah with the plates of brass, which contained the record of the Jews. Behold, it came to pass that Mosiah discovered that the people of Zarahemla came out from Jerusalem at the time that Zedekiah, king of Judah, was carried away captive into Babylon. And they journeyed in the wilderness, and were brought by the hand of the Lord across the great waters, into the land where Mosiah discovered them. And they had dwelt there from that time forth. And at the time that Mosiah discovered them, they had become exceedingly numerous. Nevertheless, they had had many wars and serious contentions, and had fallen by the sword from time to time. And their language had become corrupted, and they had brought no records with them, and they denied the being of their Creator. And Mosiah, nor the people of Mosiah, could understand them. But it came to pass that Mosiah caused that they should be taught in his language. And it came to pass that after they were taught in the language of Mosiah, Zarahemla gave a genealogy of his fathers, according to his memory, and they are written, but not in these plates. And it came to pass that the people of Zarahemla and of Mosiah did unite together, and Mosiah was appointed to be their king. And it came to pass in the days of Mosiah, there was a large stone brought unto him with engravings on it, and he did interpret the engravings by the gift and power of God. And they gave an account of one Coriantumr, and the slain of his people. And Coriantumr was discovered by the people of Zarahemla, and he dwelt with them for the space of 9 moons. It also spake a few words concerning his fathers, and his first parents came out from the tower at the time the Lord confounded the language of the people. And the severity of the Lord fell upon them according to his judgments, which are just. And their bones lay scattered in the land northward. Behold, I, Amaleki, was born in the days of Mosiah, and I have lived to see his death. And Benjamin his son reigneth in his stead. There's a lot going on here. We're not given a lot of detail on it. And so let's speculate just a little bit. He was born in the days of Mosiah. Does that mean he was born before Mosiah fled? Or was he born in Zarahemla after Mosiah was made king? And was Mosiah king of the Nephites, or was he maybe a priest who led the people out and became king later? These are questions that are not answered. I tend to think that Amaleki was likely a young man when Mosiah fled. He was born before Mosiah fled, but he was a young man, and he receives the records after they get to Zarahemla. And he's the one that writes this, because after he receives the records, he realizes that his father didn't put in any note about these events, and so he adds it in. That's what I think is going on with the timeline. But that's just my speculation. We're not told anything here. Now, you'll recall in my supplement where I talked about the ages of all these men, that I believe King Benjamin, as he just mentioned here, he lives to be about 97 years old. Now he dies in the year 121 BC, approximately. And if that's when he died, and he died at the age of 97, then he was born in 218, which means he was born in Zarahemla. Malachi was born sometime during the reign of Mosiah, and he saw Benjamin become king. Just speculations, just looking at things. This is just some odd stuff. I wish we had the large plates. The 116 pages that were lost by Martin Harris. They told the story. They gave us the details. And we don't have it anymore, and I'm very disappointed. Let us talk a little bit about that stone with the engravings on it, though. Because it says the Mulekites, they didn't bring any records with them, and their language had become corrupted. And when Zarahemla gives a genealogy of his fathers, he does it by memory. He doesn't have a written record of the genealogy, indicating that there weren't really any records among the people of Zarahemla. So where did the stone come from? They didn't bring records with them. Their language is corrupted. That's why they have to learn Mosiah's language. It's not because Mosiah has records. If Mosiah learns their language, what good does it do? He can talk to them in their language, but they have no written language anymore. That's why they have to learn Mosiah's language, so that they have the written language now. But if they don't have any written language, where did the stone come from? Who engraved the stone? I think Coriantumr is the one that engraved the stone himself. It says he stayed with them for 9 moons. 9 months he was with the people of Zarahemla. And I think in those 9 months, he carved the stone as his final testimony, his final witness of what his people had been and how they had fallen. Anyways, I'm going to leave that here. We will continue a little bit in Omni next before turning to Mosiah. I'll see you in the next one.